Right, I'm just looking at my forces that I had here, and I realized that in the beginning of the game I had moved the Conus West Coast Theater also to Washington D.C., and I do not want to do that, so I'm moving it back now to San Francisco. The Brits, I'm sorry that I had actually let the game run just a little bit here, and I didn't properly have the recording going, so I probably ran for about, I don't know how many days I ran it for, but you can see today's date is July 12th. In fact, just give me a moment. I'm checking the previous video right now. It looks like well, I was running on speed 5, and it looks like probably the last video ended on about the 22nd of May. So unfortunately, I have let the video, I had the game running on speed 5 until July 12th, and it wasn't recording, so I apologize for that. But in speed 5, you didn't miss very much. Basically, I had did a recap. I was looking at all these places here where the combat is going on, and as I was looking here, the Italians knocked off apparently the last bit of British units here and then captured Tel Aviv. And I was just opining, I was thinking, are they going to go into Iraq? I don't think that Saudi Arabia is at war yet. Well, I guess I can just look. No, they're not. But of course, Iraq being a puppet of the UK, they are at war. And I'm wondering if the Italians are going to press into here, since they've essentially secured North Africa. Nothing, it's still a back and forth here, I suppose. Although I was talking about how it surprises me that generally in all my games, not all of them, but the vast majority of games, the Russians always come through the southern corridor and sweep up the Germans, because the Germans tend to concentrate on the north here for whatever reason, I'm not sure. But in this game, the Germans are actually pushing south, and there's kind of a bulge here, and I imagine that's because the Russians have most of their forces protecting Moscow. So the Germans are pressing north and pressing south, and that's kind of unusual in my games. I was looking at the Japanese here to see, I was talking about this. They're pushing down the peninsula here towards Singapore. It doesn't look like they're making any headway right here, though. And they haven't captured any of Australia or New Zealand. I guess they probably won't until after Singapore falls also, and that's probably a slow slog for them. I don't think they do an amphibious invasion. I think they actually march down the peninsula here. And of course, the Japanese have got all my islands. Towards the end of the last video, or sometime at that point, I had put one carrier fleet and one surface action group here in Hawaii. I just moved the 2 submarines. Also, why unfortunately I wasn't recording from here, from the west coast of the U.S. to Hawaii. And the only other thing that happened was this. If you remember the last video, I had changed out this brigade here and added 2 armored cars and artillery and took 1 garrison brigade away. So I brought the garrison brigade back to west coast of the United States, and later I'll add, to it to look just like that brigade, that garrison unit that's stationed now in Hawaii. Okay, now all that out of the picture. The only movements I've made on the map while I wasn't recording was this. I actually started it moving back to San Francisco. So other than that, I haven't done anything on the map. So we'll see what happens. What I was doing when I realized it, though, that I wasn't recording, was I was looking at, I couldn't remember which Army Corps I had already added artillery and anti-tank to. So it's the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, so I have yet to complete the 4th and the 5th. And I was looking here. Actually, that's what I started doing when I realized that I wasn't recording and I then forgot what I needed. Okay, so I need 1 artillery brigade. There, it's easier to do it like this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 6 artillery and 5 anti-tank right there. And I will build them as reserves. 6 artillery and 5 anti-tank. Alright, and then that will complete the 4th. Now the 5th, I built, if you recall, I did build complete, a couple of complete divisions, which are these here, the 1st, 24th, and 7th divisions. So all I need here is 3 artillery and 2 anti-tank to complete them. 3 artillery and 2 anti-tank. And I repeat that to myself so I won't forget. 3 artillery and 2 anti-tank. Alright, and then I move all of that to the top, and that will complete the 1st Army. They will have everything they need. I don't have to worry about them anymore. Now I can just concentrate on the mechanized forces. Of course, this all depends. This all depends on what Italy's going to do here. Alright, infantry warfare advance. That's 44. So we can get here to mechanize morale. You know, that's 41, so I'd rather go... I'm going to go ahead and take out these 40s here. And what do we got coming off production line? Another nav bomber. Fighter ground crew training. I will, like I said, I'm letting the fighter, all the air run until it says it's so far ahead. Did that port strike back in there? Large front, mass assault, and central planning. Okay. I like this. Oh, don't want to do that one. 44, 44. And we'll go ahead and get Grand Battle Plan and Elastic Defense. And I'm going to throw in Mobile Warfare. Alright. I guess they're not going to put... Well, I guess they are. They just as I was saying that, Italy did push into Iraq. There we go. Now we'll start on the armor there. It'll be a while before I use armor. Johnston-A-12. That's fun. Attack ground crew. Alright, we'll take that out. Attack ground crew. Go back to land. Now, what I want to do is if you recall early on, I'm trying to get these assault ships. And how long before assault ships? Alright, September of 42. So I've only got about 2 more months before I can start building assault ships. That's my goal. Uh-oh, what do we got here? These might just be partisans, rebels, if you will. Ah, the 2 battleships. Excellent. Two level 5 battle. Well, you know, I'm gonna send those 2 battleships. I'm gonna take a chance. Now this is really taking a chance. Send them unescorted to Hawaii because as level 5 battleships, I'll send Nimitz. As level 5 battleships, they have greater range and greater durability than the 2 battleships that I currently have there in the Colorado and the West Virginia. And I would rather have those. Since Pacific is so vast, I'd rather have those there. I didn't even pay attention to what that was. What was that? Special Forces. Alright. Continue on with the armor here. Now what that means is since the Colorado and the West Virginia are still the most advanced battleships after the 2 that just came out of production, I'm going to leave them in Hawaii as backups in case these 2 get taken out. I'll go ahead and get Spearhead Doctrine. All right, so we'll add them into the First Surface Navy. We'll take out the Colorado and the West Virginia. And in fact, I'll take that one out and put it back in because I want the Washington to be first in the lineup. And I'm going to make the Washington my pride of the fleet. I'll get a 0.05 hit. I'll just wipe that out real quick. 0.05 there. We'll run it one day and it's clear. Take it back. Just seems, for all kind of reasons, the USS Washington should be the pride of the U.S. fleet. I like that. Some more destroyers. Interception tactics. We want that to run. And again, I think they're going to take out Iraq. This is... If they can close off... Well, the Med is not closed, but the Brits cannot come through here anymore to supply all their forces. They've got to go all the way around the Horn of Africa. That's huge, actually. And again, I'm not going to give the Soviets any kind of... Oh, wow, look at this. It's very, very rare that the Germans have such a strong push in the south. And I can't help but... Wait a minute. I'm being invited to the Allies. Yes. Accept. Okay, now that's going to allow me to change some more laws. And this will help total economic mobilization. And I want to go to heavy industry. Now, let me let that run for one day to see what the effects are going to be. Okay, we lost neutrality. And take another look here and what we got. All right, so we've got 58 extra IC points to deal with now. And refresh my memory of what I'm building as far as mechanized is concerned. One mechanized core. To complete that, there's 4 here already. So that will round it out. I still need... what am I waiting on? Light tank engine. I really need to get that self-propelled artillery brigade researched. In the meantime, tank destroyer. Okay, I'm going to see if I can add in another mechanized armored car. And that's going to be the headquarters of the 2nd mechanized. Then I will add an anti-tank to the next 5. That will make up the bulk. The rest of the 2nd mechanized. Throw all those in the top. Let it run to see what I've bumped down in the production queue. As long as it's okay. As long as it's no units, I'm good. I'll keep it just like it is. Tactical Air Command Advance. And again, I forgot to set my alarm. I guess I've just forgot it. I stopped it when I started it when I started playing, and then I forgot that when I realized that I wasn't recording, I turned it off, and then I forgot to turn it back on when I started recording again. That's just typical for me, I suppose. I get too involved in what I'm doing on the screen. I can't even remember a simple thing like starting my timer, so I have no idea how long I've been recording. It seems like it's probably been 20 or so minutes, but I don't know. I've been doing a lot of pauses, so that kind of throws me off. I still can't... This actually, I don't want to say it excites me, but this is great. I like seeing this. Wonder what are they doing back in Asia? Well, I must be missing pop-ups left and right. Because usually you get one about the fall of Singapore. Oh, that's a strong civil defense. 45, yeah, that's plenty for now. Alright, everything here is 44 except what's still in research. So now I'm going to do the mechanized infantry, and that will complete. I was just saying, this is a strong attack here by the Japanese. Attack pilot training, 44. And I'm going to throw these into this last infantry. That must have been exactly what I was doing instead of the others. Right. Oh yeah, see now the Japanese have started attacking Australia and New Zealand. I almost missed that. Well, this is, yes, I like this. This is looking good so far. I'm sorry I keep bouncing around the map, but Mexico's joined the Allies, all right? It's good now that I have joined the Allies and I can see what's going on with these Allied forces. And this is just a headquarters. I do believe that, oh, they've got, yeah, I do believe Italy is going to wind up taking, here you go, the Brits, see, they got control of the sea. And you know the Brits, they've got just ships to spare. Oh, the fall of Stalingrad. And, well, there you go, and Singapore. I guess maybe because I was running on speed 5, it just took a while to catch up with the... Alright, so Stalingrad and... You know, I think this is almost like a... I hate to say it, but this is almost a classic pincer, what a human player would do. And it looks like... I will be highly impressed if the Germans push around here and link up with this northern pincer. Because I honestly don't think in the years I've played this game, I've seen this happen maybe 3 or 4 times. I'm just a little concerned they're going to get the vast majority of their forces up here and just stall out. And then with this up here triggering, I'm wondering how many forces they're pulling back to send to Norway. Sometimes I do wish I could see what the fog of war is, for, you know, for documentation purposes, because I think this is pretty grand. At any rate, supply organization advance. All right, I have no idea at this point how long I've been playing, and I definitely don't want to be playing for so long that it makes this video huge. So I'm going to stop it right now. Even if it's shorter than 30 minutes, that's fine, but I'll resume play just as soon as I take care of this video. Thank you for watching, and believe me, this has been a very surprising episode for me. Ciao.